Hey everybody, it's day 16, leaving here at a Cable Gap shelter, headed to Fontana Dam. I'm going to try to get into the shelter there and take a short day. So, weather looks like it's going to rain again here this morning a little bit, and then maybe clear up in the afternoon, but I'm going to try to break camp early and beat the rain a little bit. Alright, now I'll catch you down the trail. Here's some more recent trail maintenance. It takes a lot of people to get all this work done to keep this trail maintained and passable. We're coming down into the village of Fontana Dam. And we're making our way over to the shelter, and the trail pretty much skirts the lake the whole way. It's really pretty nice walk. Well, there we have it, the Fontana Hilton. I lost a pair of gloves. Seek and ye shall find. One of the nice things about the Hilton is that they've installed bathrooms here with a shower. Stopped in here at the pit stop in Fontana Village for a resupply. Able to get everything I needed. I stopped in here to the Fontana Lodge to grab a package at the front desk and grab some lunch.
I might have to go there. The brisket room is really good. Definitely.
It's day 17. I'm here in front of the Fontana Dam shelter. Gonna head to Russell Field shelter today, or try to get there anyway. It's about 15 miles. Last night was a rough one. I didn't get very much sleep. Had maybe a little too much coffee in the lodge yesterday. A lot of activity and excitement, so gonna be tough to push through with so little sleep, but it'll work out, I'm sure. Big ups today. 3,000 feet or so climb, not all in one, but over a gradual couple miles. And we're headed out of Fontana, crossing the Fontana Dam right now. Some material I read earlier said that this was I believe the tallest dam in the east. This is part of the Tennessee Valley Authority. I'll get you a photo down into the backside of the dam here in just a moment. Here's a view down into one of the spillways. I can't see any water down there, but I hear it rushing. Here is the overlook. Sounds impressive. Well, all right. Here's what it looks like from the overlook. That's 480 feet tall. That's a pretty tall dam. Here you can see all the workings of the Fontana Dam pretty well. A lot of water coming out of there. We are now leaving Nantahala National Forest and entering Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It rained quite a while last night again, as to be expected. The first little bit, mile and a half or so of this hike was on the road, pretty easy. And now we're doing this tough slog up a couple miles till we get to the top. Everything is damp. Slow going. The weather said it's supposed to clear up today, but as of now, looks like I might be walking in the clouds for a good bit of the day. This is the way up to the fire tower, and as you can see, it's in the clouds, so there's no sense in making that walk today. I've been hiking for about 3 hours, and seems like a good time to stop for a cup of coffee and second breakfast. Well, my fuel canister decided to give up. And okay, so I borrowed a canister and we're back in business. We're at the top of one of our big climbs today. This is Doe Knob, 4,491 feet. And you can tell there's not much for views up here today. With all the rain we got last night, the downhills are really soupy. And you have to be real careful to stay right in the middle of the mud or you'll slide all around and probably fall. And you can see from time to time where people's boots have slid in the mud. The only real solution is just to walk right through it. I'm coming up on Molly's Ridge Shelter. Tough hike getting up here, but I'm gonna take a break for lunch now. Here's the inside of Molly's Ridge Shelter. This looks like this will sleep a good 20 people probably. Upper deck and lower deck. And we got a nice ladder. Here in the Smokies, you have to stay in the shelters if there's space. Well, it was a good 15-mile day. We got here to Russell Field Shelter. The sun finally came out sometime within the last half an hour or so. It's nice to have some sunshine in a little bit. It's a nice shelter. It looks like the same crowd that was down at Fontana last night has moved up here for the most part with a few substitutions. Shelter's full. Yeah, now with a little bit of daylight, I think I'll take a little time, do some writing, maybe some reading, try to rest just a little bit. Day 18, rain again, heading off to Double Springs Gap. It could clear up again today, but until then, it's another day of walking in the clouds. I'm here at the top of Rocky Top. I don't know what the elevation is. It's pretty far up here. And as you can see, it's pretty much all in the clouds. Wind is ripping. It's actually really kind of beautiful. Good bit of the hike so far has been this steep, technical, rocky terrain today. It's definitely a place where you have to be careful. And it's a good place for trekking poles, of course. I have to go extra slow while I'm trying to take a video because I can't use my trekking poles. But slow going. Well, that's confusing. Not really getting too many views today between the cloud cover and trees, but it's still beautiful out here. This is the biggest mushroom I've ever seen. I don't even know how to give you a frame of reference. It's huge. It's like the length of my forearm. And it's not the only one. Hiking for the last 2 days has been pretty much entirely in cloud cover. But when you get a view like this, sure makes it worth it. Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I made it here to Double Spring Shelter, which is about 16 miles from where I started this morning. Today was a pretty rough day over Thunderhead Mountain, which is supposed to be one of the better views on the Appalachian Trail, but couldn't really see much. Lots of rocks and loose mud and all those sorts of things today. So it was really a bit of a challenge. My legs hurt, my feet hurt, but got her done. Good morning. It's day 19. Raining again. Rained all night last night. Luckily we were in the shelter. Looks like it's going to rain a good bit of the day today. I just came down here to get some water at the spring, and I thought I'd give you a little shot of that. But first, going to make a trip into Gatlinburg today to pick up my resupply. I have a mail drop in Gatlinburg, and so we're going to spend the night in a hostel. Don't really know what to expect of that. Hopefully the chaos going on in the real world doesn't affect us too much, but we'll see here shortly. So without further ado, here is a spring. First stop this morning is Clingman's Dome, which is the highest point on the Appalachian Trail at 6,600 and some feet. And walk up here is pretty awesome. Really just feels like a special place, even in all this rain and muck. The moss and ferns and whatnot are beautiful. Been hiking for about a mile and came to this overlook. Doesn't have a specific name, and I'm about at 6,100 feet. I'm sure this is a much prettier view on a clearer day. Still kind of neat looking though. Keep getting these nice views as I make this climb up Clingman's Dome, but the wind keeps picking up as well. I'm sure you can hear it tearing, and you can see that cloud being pushed across the top of the mountain here. Here is the tower for Clingman's Dome. As you can see, it's shrouded in clouds. Probably really not much sense in going up there today, but we have hit the official 200-mile mark. What we have here is a fence to keep livestock in, and you see this platform created so we can get over it, but the livestock can't. And I'm sure you can see the fence that's running right through it. I think we'll probably have another one of these in a few minutes. All right, it looks like I stand corrected. This fence is to keep the wild hogs out. And here we go. Here's another one of those fences to keep the hogs out. You can see it's a grate. Most animals don't like walking on grates. The sun's really starting to break through. I don't know if we'll get a better sight than this or a better view than this, but it's pretty all right. Sometimes you see some peculiar things on the trail. Well, we checked into the hostel and I've gotten my resupply, and now I'm starting to load up my bear canister again, get this out of the way. Well, got into Gatlinburg earlier, got my mail resupply, and now out to get some barbecue. And I would say that an analogy that it's a lot like the boardwalk without the beach is probably pretty spot on. Oh, wait. Hey guys, it's day 20. Sitting here at Lodge of Legends Hiker Hostel in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And we're getting ready to head out on the trail probably right around noon. Right now just kind of resting and getting a little food in my belly, taking care of some gear and stuff like that. We're going to make it a short day today, just try to get to Icewater Spring shelter. And I guess if we're feeling especially spry, we may move on from there, but likely make it a short day and just get some rest. So that's our current status, and I'll catch you all down the trail. In the minivan of the hostile operator.
So BB's Lawn-Side is Kansas City barbecue.
Collapse of water bottles. I'm gonna put my peanut butter and jelly in there.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to deal with the trash of the packet.
Yeah, I hate that.
That you have to walk right back up after.
Yeah, we lucked out. Before
You can see the
They opened.
clouds starting to
It was,
Someone
increase as we get a little higher up here in elevation.
yeah. A lot of people did the 100-mile loop. Then you'll have to flip.
I would need to wait until third week in May after he graduates.
Pretty.
Charlie's Bunion. You guys have that coming up.
We just got up here to Newfound Gap, and probably gonna take a couple minutes and eat a sandwich, but you can see it looks much different here than it did back in Gatlinburg. Well, we're gonna head up here to Icewater Spring shelter and see what we feel like. This is a good sign though. Well, we made it here to Icewater Spring shelter, and we still have time that we could move on to Peck Corner shelter, but we were looking at it and it seemed like maybe it wasn't the best idea to make that decision and keep moving. And no sooner did we get into the shelter here and sort of start settling in, and the rain just started coming down again. I think it was best just to stay put. Just for fun, I decided to try rigging my bear can up to the bear cable. We'll see if it makes it through the night or not.